Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Life and Drawing podcast. This is episode 22, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about what crazy fun things we did as kids growing up. And so I was initially thinking of um, just keeping this episode loose and free. But this thought came to my mind, and I was like, oh, yeah, this would be cool. It'd be cool to talk about some things. And then, you guys can share in the comment section, what things you did that were memorable as a kid growing up in your neighborhood. And so I thought it would be cool just to reminisce a little bit. Of course, I'm living in the U.S., but I was born and raised in the tropical archipelago called the Bahamas. And so we had a different ecosystem. I mean, not, it's not like Amazon jungle different, but, there's certain things that I've come across, I came across growing up living on the island that I don't see much here. And some things I don't really care that I'm not seeing, like centipedes. I think I've seen some small ones, but man, we had some large centipedes, I'm saying, like including the legs, probably like 2.5 inches wide, and a good 8 inches long. Just and those suckers move so fast, and so yeah, so those I don't miss. I don't mind not having to see those. I'm good. I'm good on that all the way. I'm all the way good um, on that. Uh, but and honestly, I don't even. I mean, I haven't been there close to a decade now, and so I don't know if butterflies are still prevalent. It's rare for me to even see butterflies now, and uh, and I bring that up because we would catch butterflies and let them go, like just catch them by their wingtips. Try to be gentle. The smaller ones, those unfish. With the smaller ones, there were unfortunately some casualties. Yeah, just the pressure, not getting the pressure of handling the butterflies. Uh, and so, but bigger ones, you're able to, once they put their wings together, and by that, the butterfly, when you have a butterfly and it's flying and it has its wings out, but when they actually, uh, when they actually kind of perch on a flower and their wings are together like such. That's, I'm thinking of it. I don't think I've drawn a butterfly, so I don't even know how they look. I mean, I know how they look, but I haven't studied their anatomy, to really get I mean, their wings, you can get all crazy and stuff like that with their wings. You got different types, and but just their body. But anyway, but when they're all like a flower like that, that's when we would, you know, uh, pinch, try to get there, um, just right. That's a horrible hand. That's a horrible hand, but you get the picture. And so yeah, man. So we go around, we'll collect those, um, or catch them, let them go, type thing. Or put our hands up where they're flying around, and in hopes that they would land uh, on your finger. Uh, Same thing with dragonflies, and it was cool. Um, oh, I didn't push the timer. Let me do that. There we go. 20-minute podcast. See, bumped it up 8 minutes. So now it's 20 minutes instead of 12. Although it's never been 12, but you get the point. What did I do? What did I do? The what was cool is the dragonflies again. I don't know why I'm picking these insects that I have not. I know the dragonfly body is it's really it's thin. Have not studied, and so. But yeah, but the dragonflies in particular, because they were, they just like to clamp on certain things, and so it'd be cool to have them lie on your finger, but that grip, I mean, they just had, so it was kind of creepy. Like the butterflies, that was just soft and gentle. The dragonflies, they just had like a death grip. And so I never really tried catching those, because particularly their wings. Well, if you timed it just right, but they would just like flip flop and go nuts a little bit. So, but yeah, it was cool though. It was just cool seeing certain insects. Definitely not cool coming across spiders. I don't think we had anything crazy poisonous. I think we had a brown. I'm not sure we actually had a brown recluse. I mean, I know we had like there's tarantulas and stuff like that on the island. The occasional. Well, I shouldn't say we didn't have anything poisonous, because the occasional black widow. So, yeah, But I remember just growing up and catching honeybees, and we would just mess around, and see just how many honeybees we can catch, so in a jar. And so we're just like, okay, hey, I don't know if we timed it. I don't know if we, like 10 minutes or whatever. Maybe we did. I'm not sure. But, I think I was, 7? 7 or 8 at this time. So I wasn't, I honestly don't remember. Everything precisely. And so, but it was cool. I mean, try not to get stung. And again, we try to be as humane to, to the insects and to the bees. I mean, sometimes over zealousness may cause you crushing a bee as you're trying to get it into the jar. And what we would do, we would get little um, like little beet jars that were, that were clear. If it had a metal cap lid, with poke holes into that, or if it was like an old peanut butter jar. And of course, we cleaned it out and stuff like that because we wanted to see what was inside. Um, and and we would do that. And then if we didn't find like a wooden, not a wooden, but a firm material to put over the lid, and and we'll just go ahead hunting for honeybees. Um, and so yeah, it was pretty cool. Be honest, it was fun, fun times. Uh, and so so that was one of the things I grew up doing uh, on the outside, and I was with fellow neighborhood kids, and so and then if they weren't around, I would just hunt bees, hunt bees on my by myself, you know, um, and so but it was cool being able to um, uh, you know go hunting with your friends. So that was always nice to do. And so um, I've been trying to get back into drawing. Um, I mean, I've been drawing faces for my characters and stuff like that, but I need to do it more frequently, and poses and body structure, because yeah, it's just been kind of stuck doing a certain type of content, and that doesn't really require a heavy dedication to strict anatomy accuracy, and so I need to loosen up my chops to and doing something uh, that's a little bit more anatomy uh, focused, and a little bit more discipline with the with my anatomy. And so yeah, so we're gonna see how this turns out. So but yeah, so I did that growing up. Of course, we had like tropical trees as well, tropical fruit trees, and so um, you know, so climbing a tree to get like a fruit. I remember those days. I mean, some kids would go like super high, but I was definitely not one of those. I just went as far as the branch would hold, and um, and then beyond that, just got a long piece of 2x4 and hammer a couple nails on one end, bend them so that way you could pinch a branch and twist, and pop, and so that was cool doing that. Um, I remember we would makeshift scooters. Nowadays, we have motorized scooters and birds and all this stuff. Uh, and what is hoverboards and stuff. We would just make scooters, just 2x4s. Use old uh, what was those skates? Like the 4-wheel skates. So take those off and put one at each end, the pair at each end. Um, the handlebars are basically wood again. Um, so, oh, you know what? I was trying to say, yeah, I wonder how I can show you guys what it was like. So it's basically like this. So got a just wooden handlebar, got a wood frame like such. And if you really wanted to get fancy, you could make it like a little pouch type thing. Again, it's just wood. But if you want to get fancy, you do that, and then just key them all the way down, and then you have your wood base, what you would stand on and push off, and then you had your skate wheels right here, type thing. Just mount it at the back, and so this is just a wood type thing, and yeah, and this was your wooden skateboard, man. you know, you just push that thing around. Um, uh, those were the days, man. Summertime, you're just chilling, uh, and just enjoying life. No care in the world, so to speak, and it was pretty cool, man. I must say, I mean, where we initially lived was definitely, ghetto central, but we knew everyone there, and we got along with everyone pretty much, and which made it nice, but it didn't take away from. I mean, it was still dangerous, and so many times going to like the convenience store, um, you know, you see guys and you're like, man, well, someone tried to rob me today. Uh, how am I going to react? And thankfully, by Yahweh's grace, there's guys. I was like, oh no, we know this guy, we know this dude, and nothing would really come about. And so, so that was always nice to have just someone in your corner that would be like, no, 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 don't mess with these dudes. We know them, or they're from this area, so they're fine. Um, so yeah, that honestly was always a really great feeling. I'm trying to get this nose. There's a saying like not too many lines on a female's face. That way, it doesn't look aged. So I normally do have a line that's like that. I don't know. And maybe I'll keep that line. So yeah, man. So I did that. What else? Oh man, some mischievous things. Remember we would, because where our rental house was, it was right next to the main street. I mean, it was literally our front door, perhaps maybe 10 yards man, even that, I don't even know it was not that. It was probably 5 yards, realistically, 5 to 8 yards from our house. Maybe it's 10 yards. I think 5 to 8 yards from our house, from the front door to the sidewalk. And then, of course, the sidewalk was about 4 feet wide, and then bang, off the main street. So, so it was close. It was close. And why am I? Oh, so we would go. Me and my neighbor, he and I, we would go behind our house, and we would throw stones. I mean, like little pebbles from behind the house over the house, and yeah, into the street. and and I and and I remember one time, I think we hit a car. We heard like the ding, and the person came out because I think they were like, I think they were pissed. They were like, okay, someone threw, which I mean, honestly, I would be too. So, um, yeah, I think they were like, someone hit our car, and so we heard it. He ran, he ran to his house. I ran into the back kitchen door, and I just went into the room. And I kept quiet. I think the person actually knocked on our door, and they were like, "Hey, we heard something," and they were like, "Oh no, well, it's Mishlo's in this room or whatever." So we skated by, our chinny chin chin, or whatever that nursery rhyme goes, and so, but man, I was terrified. I think just the uh, the terror of, man, we're gonna be in serious trouble. That was enough to scare her straight, not to do something silly like that again. And and I don't think we did. I don't. At least I don't recall we doing something like that again. And so, um, but man, it was some fun times growing up, uh, and just doing stuff like that. Um, I'm trying to think, what else? What else? What else? What else did we do in the islands? Um, I'm trying to think. Uh, well, I always played with insects, so I always wanted to be a an ophthalmologist. I think it's epta or ep or et, because I know one is the study of words and language, and but anyway, the one that's for studying insects. I just always had a fascination with insects, and just biology. I mean, I know that's not completely biology, insects, but I just was fascinated with, okay, how things work. Um, just the building blocks of life, and just so just always had a real strong fascination with that. And so, uh, yeah, I would collect ants from two different nests and then watch them fight, or just collect ants, put dirt, and I always wanted like an ant farm, and I just never had the opportunity to get one. Now I'm kind of over it because I'm just like, if that thing breaks, and then you got to deal with ants in the house, so a little bit of my childhood wonder has dwindled and diminished a bit in that regard. I always thought that was the coolest thing, though, just to see the ants and see the tunnel work and all of that. And so, uh, always wanted to have one of those. So I would made a makeshift one, and just have a tube, put dirt and cover it up, and put ants in there and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I would do that. Uh, and I don't know if ants have tongues or not, but I would. I'm not liking this. This seems like it's too pointed right here and not smooth. That just seems like too pointed. I'll get to my ant story in a second. I just wanna make sure I have this right. As much as I try to be loose in my drawings, I'm still trapped with. I don't know. I don't think that's right. I'm always just trying to perfect my drawing. It's I guess the eternal struggle of an artist. You just never really satisfy. Oh wow, 20 minutes that went by super quickly. I want to finish this to some degree. I want to get something done. So yeah, you know what? I'll work on. So what was I talking about? So yeah, man, I would just bring stuff inside the house, and so, um, so my mom and my sisters would be like, "What are you doing?" You know. Oh yeah, the ant. So I would show them. I'd bring an ant inside the house, and like I would use the clasp of a necklace, and I don't know if ants have tongues or not, and so and I don't and hopefully for the uh, the scientists out there, I mean, hopefully I wasn't like torturing the ant. That was not my intention. So disclaimer on that. Um, but I would put the clasp between. I would put the ant, and these were what I would call scissor ants. I don't know if that's their term, but they just had a broad head, and their pinchers were basically like scissors. And when they closed, you can hear like a snap, um, almost like a miniature bullet ant. But their biters weren't really much of anything, but their abdomen, they had stingers there, and that would hurt. I mean, it would, you would feel that. You would know. Wasn't on the level of like a bee or wasp sting, but it was enough to be like, snap. I just got stung by this ant, and so I had to hold it just right, avoid it from. I still don't even know how I did that. I guess with my smaller hands, because now I can't even picture myself holding it down and not getting stung by it, and then I would put its head through the clasp, and it was basically the ant head was like that. The eyes were on the sides like that, and it's had its clamped like I said, scissor type pinches were like that, and so that's the thorax right there, and so the clasp, I would put here. So this would be the clasp, I guess the trigger or whatever, and 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 so pulling, pushing down on the head, like this tongue-like thing would poke out. It was wet, and then when I released, it would go away. And then if I press it down, it'll come out again. So I thought, oh hey, that's the tongue. I don't know, and who knows? And I don't know if I was torturing, but I mean, I did it gently enough where I mean, I didn't crush the ant's head and stuff like that, but it was just just one of those things I was just so fascinated with as a kid. And um, so yeah, it was just one of those things I did, and I mean, I really enjoyed just discovering, uh, um, you know, just insect, insect, insect life. It was just always, um, fascinating uh, to me, and uh, so yeah, so that's what I did as a kid. Like I said, you guys can share what you did. Sorry, this was actually kind of loose for this podcast, but I just thought it would be cool to talk about some of the things that we did as kids, and um, reminisce a little bit, and I guess good old days. uh, so so yeah, and with that, I think I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. Thanks for tuning in. So you can give her at least some hair to this episode, and wanted to you know draw something different for you guys. I know it's usually um, uh, landscapes and stuff like that, but wanted to um, you know just show that, hey, I can draw something else. And so, although I'm really messing up her hair, let's not end on that. Let's not end on that. That's really a bad hairdo. Let's do something better. We can do something better, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. So yeah, man. So for those who may still be little youngsters, enjoy the outdoors. Uh, I mean, I know in this day and age, I mean, there's so much electronics. I'm guilty of it as well. So I'll be honest with that. I don't really go outside as much when I was a kid. And partly too, it's just super duper hot. I don't like the heat. And growing up in the Bahamas, we didn't have AC and stuff like that, so it was just hot and humid every time. And so having central air and stuff like that, I'm not eager to go outside, but I wouldn't trade it, being outside, and you miss those opportunities if you don't take them. So take them while you can. And I still don't like that hairdo. And so I'm usually better at doing hair, but anyway, there we go. See, that's not that great. I should give her an airing. I think she deserves an airing for that pretty bad hairdo I gave her. So thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to gently snatch that like button and then release it so others can snatch it as well. And the more snatches we have of the like button, the better the video will do. Also be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I think I need like 1,000 subscribers before I can get like a custom URL, because before I was putting in YouTube/Mishlowally, and I've been fibbing because I don't have that URL. I thought I did, but but I think I need like 1,000 subscribers or 100 subscribers, something like that, 100 or 1,000, whichever comes first. But be sure to subscribe, be sure to share it. Also, be sure you can check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Michelin Comics. And to support all that we do here, go to patreon.com/Michelin, and that your support will be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for taking the time to view and listen to this video, this podcast. This has been Life and Drawing Podcast, episode 22. Have a great night, evening, morning, afternoon. Peace.